Hi, I'm Amy again, and this is discussion number 2, and this is about the pre-referral process. And I'm a little bit familiar with it working in the school and as a SPED teacher now, but as a para, I was asked in the past to kind of do observations to help the teachers for when they did have a concern about a student. So first of all, there are 6 stages in this process. The initial concern regarding the student, the information gathering, information sharing, and team discussion, the actual discussion of possible strategies, and then the implementation and monitoring of such strategies. And then finally, the evaluation and decision making. So real quick, I wrote everything down. The initial concern is when a parent or family member or a teacher or staff member is noticing things about the student, whether it's academically or behavior, and they are seeing that the student's just struggling and they're not progressing. So they have this concern. So the next step then would be for the teacher and maybe counselors and even family members to kind of gather information through observations, assessments, work samples, things like that, test scores, classroom projects, anything that they can bring to the table to say, this is the work that's being turned in, it's just not where he should be or we think he should be. So after the team shares the information found that was collected, they start brainstorming some strategies. What can we do to help this child progress? And it could be, just they could accommodate the amount of work, or they can have, they can pair them up with another student, tutoring, just anything that could help this child progress. And then, they come up with a game plan, and then the team, like the teachers involved with the student, parents at home, they'll start implementing the strategies, and they're going to monitor this. And they'll set a timeline, and they'll give the student, length of time to adjust to these strategies and a new way of doing their work. And they'll monitor it. I'm sorry, I can't say that word. And then they'll come back and they'll evaluate what they've seen, the progress the student made or did not make. And then here's where they decide, okay, are we going to proceed with just these strategies, or do we really need to recommend this student for special education? So that's kind of, where we are. And I know that even at our staff meeting at the beginning of the year, the counselor stood up and said, hey, I know, you think, oh, just throw them into SPED, but there is a process, and we have to follow this process so we can get the information that we need to make a fair, balanced, and authentic decision. There are issues that come with this. For example, English language learners. It's the beginning of the school year, and the teacher doesn't really know this child, and this child is having a really hard time communicating. So he might not need special education services. He just might need strategies or accommodations to help him understand the content and find strategies on how to communicate with the teacher. Not knowing the expectations because they don't understand the expectations, that would be really hard to progress. Another issue could be communication between team members or teachers and parents as well. Sometimes we find that when we're in the pre-referral process, we say, okay, we just need, this child needs this, and this. And so we tend to over-service the child, and the child might not need everything that we think they need. We really need to take our time during this process and really gather enough authentic information to make the decision that works for this student, not for the parent, not for the teacher, but for the student. The IEP team or the referral process team, the dynamic, if it's not a team that works together, if they have trouble collaborating, that's going to come up with some issues as well. Parents, sometimes we find parents who want their child identified with every possible thing. Not really good. And we also have parents that are in such denial, they don't want to hear that their child needs special education. So we have the seesaw, or we have, it's very unbalanced. That's what I want to say. Either the parent wants everything or the parent's like, no, we don't want anything. Our child's fine in the gen ed classroom, leave us alone. So that's where, if we collect the data correctly and we present it to the parent and we're showing them that they are struggling and that with these strategies and these accommodations, we can support this student. And it's a very delicate situation. The team all needs to be on board. I think that, going forward with this, and we were asked how we would use this in our classroom. I would definitely have a copy of this, the 6 stages, to go back to. If I have a teacher who comes over with a concern, I will pull this out and say, here is the process. This is what we need to do. And I would go through each stage individually so we're on the same page. And then we will continue to refer to that, and we will go step by step. I will take what is found through this assessment to create a strong team to advocate for the student. And I would hope that, we can help the students when needed, and not overservice them when it's not needed, because we don't want this to become a crutch. But all in all, that is my take on the referral process. I'm sorry if I talk too fast. I have dogs outside barking. But I look forward to hearing what your comments are or any suggestions, if anything that I've missed. Thank you very much. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you.